Earlier this year, Lenovo announced the phone, the Lenovo Vibe Shot. It looked unique, it got people talking thanks to the refreshing new design. Today in this video, let's see if it's any good, if it's worth your time and money. But before we get to that, if this is your first time here or in case you just can't remember, my name's Ash, this is C4A Tech and you're watching my full review of the Lenovo Vibe Shot. Let's get started. Before we start, I'd like to thank the good folks over at pandaworld.com for sending us the Vibe Shot. Panda will have tons of inventory, they ship internationally and even offer custom studios coverage at a cost. So if you do want to order a Vibe Shot for yourself, I'd suggest checking out pandaworld.com. I'll leave a direct link along with the discount code in the description. Coming back to the review, if the Vibe Shot has one thing going for it, that'd be design. The back looks like a point and shoot. We have Gorilla Glass 3 to the front and back. Here we have the Lenovo branding, a triple LED flash and a 16 megapixel rear camera with optical image stabilization. Below that, there's the laser autofocus. To the front, we have a notification LED, an 8 megapixel camera, earpiece, sensors, a 5-inch display and a trio of familiar capacitive keys at the bottom. We have metal to the sides, a downwards facing speaker and a USB OTG enabled micro USB port at the bottom. The corner has holes for a strap reminiscent of Xperia devices of the past. The dual SIM card slots and a micro SD card slot sit to the left. The secondary noise cancelling microphone and a 3.5mm headphone jack can be found up top. The power button, volume rockers, a toggle for the Pro and Auto modes and a physical shutter key are located to the right. We'll get to that in a bit. The Vibe Shot feels well built. It feels like a premium device. The glass does make it a little slippery, but for the most part, I like using this phone. The 7.3mm thickness, 145 gram weight, coupled with the fact that it sports a 5-inch display meant that single-handed usage was not an issue. Talking about the 5-inch display, the Vibe Shot sports a full HD IPS display that gives it a pixel density of 441 pixels per inch. This is a very color-accurate display. Lenovo claims it covers 100% of the sRGB and 94% of the Adobe RGB color gamut. In other words, it's a very color-accurate display. Great contrast, impressive viewing angles, and it's also quite bright, meaning you'd have no issues viewing it outdoors. That being said, traditionally Lenovo's been a little too aggressive with the auto brightness settings. When I use a Lenovo device, I always end up feeling the auto brightness crank the brightness a tad lower than it actually should. And while that's an annoyance, it's a minor one at that, because overall this is, like I said, a great display. Now on that note, let's talk about the specs. Sadly, unlike the premium built-in display, the Vibe Shot's powered by the middling 64-bit Snapdragon 615 chip. That's two sets of 4 Cortex A53 cores with one set clocked at 1 GHz each and the other at 1.7 GHz each, coupled with an Adreno 405 GPU and 3 gigs of RAM. The synthetic benchmark results turned out decent. The UI performance was surprisingly good, but with gaming, this phone ran a bit too warm for my liking. Overheating has plagued this generation of Snapdragon chips, especially the 615 and the 810, so Lenovo seems to have done as good a job as they can, as the Vibe Shot didn't get hot with regular usage and not even when using the camera, but like I said, with gaming it did get hot quite quick. The audio via both the earpiece and the downwards facing speakers wasn't too loud, but the audio via earphones was quite good. Anyway, moving on, all this is powered by a 2900 mAh non-user replaceable battery and the battery life is great. On a looping video playback test, the Vibe Shot lasted almost 10 hours before running out of juice. With moderate usage, I was able to get almost 4 hours of screen on time and that is impressive. Lenovo's also thrown in a few power saving modes, including an ultimate power saver to help you get the most out of this battery. Next up, let's talk about the cameras. First, let's get the 8 megapixel front camera out of the way. Performs great, can shoot 1080p videos and good detailed selfies. Now let's get to that 16 megapixel rear camera. This is supposed to be the highlight of the phone and it performs quite well. The shutter speed's fast, the auto mode does a decent job of getting a well detailed picture with natural colors and the right exposure, but if you want more controls, you can switch to the Pro mode. The Pro mode will let you control a lot manually. White balance, exposure, focus, shutter speed and ISO. The Pro mode also has a few other options and the settings icon gives you the regular settings options as well. I love the inclusion of the two-stage shutter key. Hold lightly to focus and press all the way to shoot. It also lets you wake the Vibe Shot or jump to the camera from any screen. Under low light, the auto mode performs quite decently, but switching to the Pro mode lets you get shots that generally won't be possible with other devices. The triple LED flash also helps with the tone of the images when there's a requirement to use flash. And as far as videos go, the 1080p video shot with this camera also turned out great. Optical image stabilization helps with both low light imagery and also while shooting videos. Now moving on, the Vibe Shot runs on Android 5.0 Lollipop with Lenovo's Vibe UI on top. There's no app drawer here, but you can install a third-party launcher if you really want it. You can pull down the notification bar to access quick toggles. You have options to tweak the display, the color temperature and so on. Pressing and holding the home key gives you access to recent apps. It's worth noting that when this phone releases outside China, it will also have an option to switch the menu key to recent apps. There are both 16 and 32 gig variants available, and this Vibe Shot you see being used in this video is a 32 gig variant. Lenovo's also included a bunch of their own apps, and most of them work quite well. Now, despite the fact that the UI is pretty far from stock Android, it doesn't really feel heavy. Apps open up quick, there's almost no lag, and thanks to the 3 gigs of RAM on board, the Vibe Shot can retain a lot in memory. But that's something that's been bothering me about the software here. Like I said, Lenovo's own apps do work well, but there are a lot of preloaded apps here. Now, a fair disclaimer here, this phone was imported from China, meaning the preloaded apps you see here aren't going to be there on your phone if you were to buy it elsewhere. But coming back, generally preloaded apps don't irk me. I can uninstall them at times. For example, Xiaomi, Huawei usually let you uninstall a bunch of apps that they ship with. And most times, even if you can't uninstall them, you definitely would be able to disable them. Sadly, with the Vibe Shot, there's so much junk preloaded that just cannot be uninstalled or even disabled. And that's just wrong. Anyway, like I mentioned, that's just for the Vibe Shot sold in China and might not be the case in other markets, but I thought this is something worth letting you guys know anyway. So with that, we get to the price, and the 16 gig Vibe Shot is priced at about $260 and the 32 gig variant costs about $60 more, and this is in China. For my Indian viewers, I'd say it should come in at around 20,000 rupees, and that's just my guess since we don't have any solid info barring the fact that it is coming to India. So, is this Vibe Shot worth the price tag? Well, this is the price that you're paying for the camera, the looks and the beautiful build, since there are other phones with Snapdragon 615 inside that are priced much lower. So my 2 cents. If you want a phone that looks unique and can stand out in a sea of similar looking phones, and a phone that can perform quite adequately as well, then the Lenovo Vibe Shot is for you. If raw performance is what you'd seek, then you need to look elsewhere. By the way, if you do want to pick a Vibe Shot up, like I said, you can do that from pandaworld.com. I'll leave a direct link along with the discount code in the description. So I guess that's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. Hope you found it useful. If you did, please do give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't, vote it down. Do let me know what you'd like for me to do different. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. So that's it for now. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this is Ash here from C4E Tech signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye bye now.